When perusing through various online image sites such as 9gag or Funny Junk, there is a good chance you will come across comics made by Adam Ellis. Adam Ellis used to work for the online media site BuzzFeed but would later part ways with the company. It is a widely agreed upon consensus that after which Adam Ellis's art and comics became a million times better. But before this, there was a moment where Adam Ellis's comics would garner a lot of attention, not because of a controversial topic or a jump in quality in his work. It was in fact not even about his comic strips, but rather Adam Ellis himself and the predicament he found himself in. On August 2017, Adam would take to Twitter and write, "So my apartment is currently being haunted by the ghost of a dead child and he's trying to kill me. He started appearing in dreams, but I think he's crossed over into the real world now." Initially, this series of tweets was not garnering too much attention, until Adam would describe the child in question. "The first time I saw him, I was experiencing sleep paralysis and saw a child sitting in the green rocking chair at the foot of my bed. He had a huge misshapen head that was dented on one side. I did my best to draw it." Adam would also describe how the child had shambled towards him before he woke up. Now that people had a face to attach the haunting to, people were getting more invested, and Adam was only getting started. Adam would continue to explain how he had another dream, this one having a girl asking him if he had seen Dear David, which thus became the name he applied to the entity that was haunting his dreams. The girl in the dream had warned Adam about not asking David more than 3 questions. However, next time he met David in his dreams, he would ask him how he had gotten the dent in his head through a series of 3 questions. Adam would realize his mistake and wake up in a panic. From here, things amped up. Adam would tweet that his cats had started acting strange. Every night at midnight for 4 nights straight, Adam's cats had been gathering at the front door of his apartment, peering at it as if expecting something on the other side. Adam would attach a picture as proof of his claims. Upon checking himself, he would state to have found a shadowy figure through his peephole, now insisting that David had found him. And that was all that had happened up to that point, where Adam started logging his experiences on Twitter. Over the next couple of days, Adam would continue to update his followers on social media about his haunting. He would post more pictures and even videos as proof of his claims of his cats peering at the door at midnight. He would post pictures through his peephole, showing that there was indeed a shadowy silhouette hiding outside his door. However, things would get even more intense a couple of days later after reporting that the cats had continued their investigation of the front door every night. Adam would make an audio recording of him sleeping, and while there were 33 recordings, only one had a weird buzzing sound. Sometime later, Adam would buy a Polaroid camera and snap some pictures. However, when taking a picture of the supposedly haunted hallway, the image would come out black. Adam would take another one where he covered the lens with his hand to compare, and the two images would be vastly different. Adam would even post a video of him taking a photo of his apartment and then of the hallway, and showed that the hallway picture once again came out completely black.
Okay, here's my living room. And I'll leave that there. Okay, now I'm gonna take a photo of the hallway just to show you what that's like. As you can see, the first one has already developed. So let's see what this one does. It's gonna take a minute. But it is developing black. So I don't know.
Taking a photo of the hallway with his phone yielded no results, but taking a picture of this door into the hallway would once again return a completely black hallway. Little did Adam know that he had just captured a picture of the unknown. People who were following the ongoings of the haunting started examining the pictures, and in the Polaroid picture would find a silhouette of what looked like a boy. Adam would try burning sage, but claimed it didn't work. He would still dream of David, and his cats would still hover around his front door every night at midnight. But then, almost 2 weeks after this whole thing had gotten started, David would seemingly strike. On August the 22nd, Adam would tweet about his dream of being dragged through a warehouse by David and had woken up to discover a bruise on his arm. Stranger still, Adam would find the food cart repair depot right by his apartment empty for the first time in 4 years. And when looking inside, he would see the warehouse completely empty except for a single green chair in the middle of the warehouse. After this, his cats would start making sounds even earlier at 10 PM, and Adam would get a ton of calls from a masked number. When picking up, he would only be greeted by silence and static, but after some time, the static would disappear, and Adam claims to have heard a faint "hello" being whispered. We are now at the 29th of August, and Adam had taken a trip overseas. To keep track of his pets while he was gone, he had purchased a pet camera that would record every movement in front of it. When perusing the videos it had captured, he would both see a video of the green rocking chair that he had claimed David had sat on in his dreams rock out of nowhere, and in another video, a turtle shell that Adam had mounted on his wall would fall off. After returning home, Adam would use the pet camera to document more ongoing events. Here, he would also capture a video of his cat Maxwell jumping over something invisible and seemingly investigating it afterwards. The camera would also capture things falling off of Adam's shelf. More incidents would continue to happen, but nothing ever really felt big and important for a while. It all felt like either just weird dreams, pets acting abnormal, and Adam making it very clear how badly the haunting was affecting him. But then, on the 25th of October, Adam would spot something from his kitchen window and try to take a photo of it. Though he claims to have missed it, he assured the followers that there was something out there. and when a keen observer brightened the picture, it would prove that Adam had indeed seen something, and it was closer than ever before. After this, Adam would continue to dream about David appearing in his usual chair and making his way up to Adam. However, in November, he would claim to have taken a photo through his sleep paralysis, and while dark, when brightened up, the image gave us the first clear sign of David. The images would continue on December the 13th, where Adam would set up a camera to take photos every 60 seconds, and they would eventually capture the harrowing image of David standing on the chair, then collapsed on the chair, and then, hauntingly, hovering next to Adam's bed while he was sleeping. David would then get up on the bed and stare at Adam before seemingly noticing the camera and move to investigate it. After this, more strange occurrences would happen, but nothing to this degree. Adam would make one more update on January the 3rd of him having a dream that David had fallen into his chest after hovering above him, and sure enough, his setup camera would capture something implying such a thing had actually taken place. This was later followed by a video of Maxwell, Adam's cat, meowing in front of the front door as always, but the video for once was shot from a very low angle with stuff in the foreground, and it also came without text attached to it, and the tweet was not part of a thread like the previous documentations had been. This led people to believe that Adam had become possessed by David. However, Adam would return to social media shortly after announcing that everything was fine. While all of this was happening, multiple media sites and YouTubers picked up on the documentation of the haunting. Dear David had become a thrilling horror experience people could take active part in on social media. While the threads would get plenty of skeptics, many were believing everything to be real. Especially Adam himself will still to this day insist that the story is real. Skeptics were, however, quick to point out that just as the story of the haunting was reaching its crescendo, Adam would leave BuzzFeed, and they would thus claim that Adam was using Dear David as a marketing stunt to make people follow his private account so he could continue making a living off of comic creation now that he was no longer employed at BuzzFeed. There were also instances of people providing evidence that certain clips had been faked, such as the one with the turtle shell falling down, where the two clips provided had different focal lenses and the position of the turtle shell was rather odd. Due to the popularity of the thread, the story of Dear David would also get turned into a movie directed by Paul McPhail. The movie was met with a lot of bad press, and multiple reviews would advise people to read the thread instead. The movie had also taken some liberties with its plot, turning David into a malicious entity. The subtlety and small unnerving events of the real story are also replaced with characters dying, and also seems to make a commentary on negative comments online being a bad thing. Since then, Adam Ellis has expanded his webcomic portfolio from humorous slice of life comic strips to now also include small short horror stories. Even if the story of David should prove to be real, Adam and his skills in presenting it on Twitter had more than proved that he was capable of telling a compelling horror story, and that is reflected in his short stories as well. So, what do you think? Do you think Adam actually became the victim of a paranormal haunting? Or was it all an elaborate and well-crafted horror story? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have any more stories from the world of art and webcomics you would like me to cover, please write them down below as well. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.